Welcome to this Saturday Travel and History Tip. We are north of the Mason-Dixon line and we'll be taking you on a quick visit to Gettysburg National Military Park, Museum and Visitor Center. It had been a very long time since we'd been to Gettysburg. In that time, they tore down the old Visitor Center and built a beautiful new one. You can see part of the displays, but most of it is behind a paywall. I thought this was interesting. Gettysburg Cyclorama, and those are these large, wide paintings that you see at many museums. Most of them are dedicated to the Civil War. Standing near the spot in 1882, French artist Paul Philippeteau, a professional painter hired to create a cyclorama on Gettysburg, imagined the chaotic scene on July 3rd, 1863, the deafening cannon and rifle fire, the shouts of men and shrieks of horses, as the fury of the final battle unfolded. For months he sketched, talked to veterans, and hired local photographer William Tipton to produce a panorama of the landscape. Philippeteau and his 5 assistant painters worked in his Paris studio for 20 months to create the first Battle of Gettysburg, which opened in Chicago in 1883. The second version he produced, first shown in Boston in 1884, is now on display at the Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center. All kind of interesting, isn't it? We have learned that a lot of the faces are just people that the painters know because they don't know what the people specifically look like, and it's all just from testimony that they have recreated these scenes. They do have the typical artillery displays and musical displays that you would think and imagine. I found this display the most interesting. It's called A Victim of War, riddled with shell fragments, case shot, and canister. This tree fell victim to the deadly fighting. During the Battle of Gettysburg, as many as 7 million rounds of iron and lead ammunition were fired by the two armies, leaving a scarred and desolate landscape. This tree trunk, a reminder of the ferocity of battle, was later displayed at the famed Chicago Columbian Exposition of 1893. Another reason to have been able to go to that incredible exposition. Most of Gettysburg National Military Park is seen via the Auto Road Tour. It is a bit complicated and you'll find yourself going in circles because it is primarily a one-way circuit through different scenes and sections throughout the city of Gettysburg. Our first stop was at the Gettysburg National Cemetery, and this is the location of the famous Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln. Nearby, November 19th, 1863, in dedicating the National Cemetery, Abraham Lincoln gave the address, which he had written in Washington and revised after his arrival at Gettysburg the evening of November 18th. It's the famous 77 years ago speech. You can pause the video and read it for yourself. This is one of many, many monuments throughout the auto tour in Gettysburg. This is, I believe, the largest, and it is the one dedicated to the state of Pennsylvania. Of course, it is a beautiful monument, and what's even more exciting is that you can take the stairwell up, where you can walk out on the roof ledge at the base of the dome of the monument. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, in honor of her sons, who on this field fought for the preservation of the Union, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863. It is a grand structure with amazing detail and artwork, and great views of the entire battlefield, with markers pointing to distances of different cities nearby. Along the roadways, you can pull over and see many other monuments and, of course, lots of cannons. And each stop has excellent information placards giving details about what happened at specific locations. We also climbed up this tower to get additional great views of the battlefield and the surrounding landscape. We did go to the Virginia Memorial, which is on one of the western side streets, and it is all one way and difficult to get to, but we made it to see General Robert E. Lee mounted on Traveler. And I found this sign really interesting. It was called Defining Moments. Here, Union and Confederate veterans shake hands across the stone wall during the 75th reunion in 1938. Isn't that amazing? What a sight. Dwight D. Eisenhower's Gettysburg Farm is just adjacent to the park, and there is a great presentation about President and General Dwight D. Eisenhower in the Visitor Center. At one time, you would have to ride a shuttle to visit his house, but now you can drive straight there, and we went on over to his home. It is Eisenhower National Historic Site. The park grounds are open 30 minutes before sunrise to 30 minutes after sunset, and you can walk around the Eisenhower farm and homestead. It is a beautiful structure. See some of his old vehicles. It's all a part of American history. Learn it, love it, appreciate it. Don't let them steal our history. Teach children our American history. And next Saturday, we will take you south of the Mason-Dixon line to Washington and Lee University and learn more about Robert E. Lee and Traveler. Hope you watch the Saturday Travel and History Tips. Thank you.